Hi, I am Sherry Ridge. I am the Department Chair and Instructor of Business here at McHenry County College. This event is being held through a partnership with Career Services, the Business Department, as well as the Business Club. Today in my Principles of Marketing class, we are very excited for this workshop because we are starting our promotional module, which in that is an assignment where students have to sell themselves. So very much looking forward to what Career Services and Demetrius will be sharing with us today. My students do not have cameras. If they want to sign in, they certainly can, and I can provide them the Zoom link, but you wouldn't see them. But if they do have questions, Demetrius, they can send that to me or ask me, and I can put it in the chat or ask that for you. I just wanted to double check. Did we have Maddie on? No, we did not. All right, so I am excited and happy to hand this over to Career Services, and I will be here to answer any questions myself. So here you go. Oh, and students, please remember this is a professional setting. We ask that your cameras are on out of respect for our speakers, and that you mute yourself unless you have a question.
Cool. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy St. Patty's Day. I'm Demetrius Robinson, and also you see Linda Gurley. She has an other background. Sherry Ridge, put your background on. And so we have Linda Gurley. She's our admin assistant in Career Services, and we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day. So that's why I'm geared all up with our St. Patrick's Day, even though St. Patrick's Day is on Wednesday, but they did dye the river green in Chicago. I live in Chicago, and it just started snowing. Sherry Ridge is snowing right now in Chicago. I'm not sure if it's snowing in Crystal Lake, but it's snowing in Chicago right now. So I'm like, wow.
No,
right,
it's not yet, but we're keeping an eye on it. Oh, it is?
Okay,
oh, wait, some students just came in and said, yes, it is snowing here too.
Okay, it's snowing now. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's snowing right now in Chicago. So I guess it won't go away. But welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to have each and every one of you here for our part 2 of our job prep workshop series that is sponsored by the Business Club and also the Business Department and Career Services. And so I'm gonna go ahead and go directly into our PowerPoint that we have today. I'd like to welcome everyone. I see Julie, I see Christina. How you doing, Kayla? I met Kayla before, Nicholas, Christina. Nice to meet all of you guys again, and all the students that's inside the classroom.
Hold on one second.
All right, so I always start off our presentation talking about what is Career Services and what do Career Services provide you. And so I see a lot of people still coming into the Zoom. So I'm gonna let Linda, if you can just allow them in, that'd be great. Our Sherry, allow them in, that'd be great. All right, so Career Services, what do we do? So I've been at the college for a year and a half now, and we had to really come up with our mission statement and our vision statement of what Career Services is all about. And so we came up with 3 topics, 3 sections that Career Services provide for all of our students and community members. And so in Career Services, we help the student find the right career. If you can be a student, or you can be a community member, or coming back, you changing your career. We help the students identify what career choice you should be in. I have a quote: live the life you love the life you live. Find a career or a job that fits your personality, and your personality should fit your job or your career. And so it's very important that you know what career that you're going into. It's good to know that, to get that confirmation. A lot of students and parents and community members come to me just to want to confirm what they majoring in. And so sometimes they need that validation. So if you come to me, I can give you a career assessment, which is called Career Coach. And we have other assessment in our office too, but I can help you identify what career you should go into. After you figure out that career, you may need to make sure that this is the right career for you. So what a great way to be a part of our job shadowing program. So walking a day in the life in someone's shoes that you're thinking about going into. If you're thinking about being a marketing executive, working in the nursing field, working in the medical field, what a great way to talk to that particular individual to make sure this is something that you really, really want to do. So definitely be a part of our job shadowing program. Is amazing. So after you identify that right career, taking that career assessment, what a great way to also talk to somebody in that particular field to make sure this is something that you really, really want to do. Well, also what we do in our office, the next section that we do in our office, is make sure that we prepare all of our students and community members for the workforce. So preparing you for the workforce is making sure you get work experience. A lot of companies and corporations say, hey, our students don't have work experience, they don't have the basic soft skills. And so the college received a grant probably about 2 or 3 years ago. In the grant, we paid a company to pay you to get work experience. I'm gonna say that again. We paid a company to pay you to get work experience. And so what a great way to be a part of an internship. An internship it can be for 6 to 8 weeks, it can be a whole semester, but it can be any field that you want to go into, whatever you're thinking about, we have that field for you. We just got a marketing and Chair Reed just forwarded us a marketing, was a part-time marketing coordinator. And so it's not an internship, but it's a job. But imagine if that was an internship and you never had no experience in marketing before. What a great way to be a marketing intern. Do it for 6 weeks, do it for 8 weeks, and get paid for it. You know, a lot of internships are not paid, but our college wanted to make sure that our students get paid for their experience and their time. After our internship program, we have another on-the-job training, which is our apprenticeship program. Right now, our apprenticeship program is only offered in our manufacturing arena, a manufacturing industry, but it's a 5-year program. You'll receive an associate in applied science degree in engineering technology with an apprenticeship. You get on-the-job training with a company. So the company will pay for your schooling while you work and get on the job training. So after you learn in the classroom, you go to apply it right in the workforce. And so it's a 5-year commitment, and you go to school for 2 years. Then the other 2 years is committed for you working for that company. So what a great partnership that we have with so many manufacturing companies in our area. We have that partnership. So if you're thinking about apprenticeship, you're thinking business is for me, but I'm not sure about business, definitely come on over to the apprenticeship side with manufacturing. And then the last that we do in our office, we prepare you for the job search. And so last Wednesday, right, Sherry, we did the resume development. We went over all of the resume tips and how to prepare your resume, how to put your resume together. Hold on. My slide is going too fast. I can't see it. Hold on. There you go. And so we help you with the resume development. So we did that last week. Then also we can help you with interviewing skills. And so that's going to be, we're going to touch on a little bit of the interview today about how to brand yourself. And then we have my slide keep moving, but we also have a Hire Scott, which is our job, our online job board. All right, so since the slide keep moving, I'm gonna go directly to who am I? Who is Demetrius? And so Demetrius is a brand. I am a brand. I'm Demetrius Robinson. This is a little bit about who I am. I got my associate's degree from Richard J. Daley College. So I'm a product of a community college. I love community college. I feel like my life changed after being involved in community college. I did go away to school. I went to Illinois State University and things didn't work out there. So I wound up leaving Illinois State University to go to Richard J. Daley College and receive my associate in arts degree with a concentration in accounting. So Sherry Ridge, I have an accounting certificate, so I can probably teach accounting classes. So I got that from Richard J. Daley College. I moved on from Richard Daley College and went to Governor State University and received my business administration degree in human resources. But while I was a student at GSU, I also was working at Richard J. Daley College as a job placement specialist. And so they had hired me part-time to do that position. Then after I got my bachelor's degree, they hired me full-time to do that particular position. But I got hired as a student employee in the job placement center at 20 years old. And now I'm over 20, but now I oversee the Career Services Center. So it just amazes me that how my life has went through. I did receive my master's degree in organization leadership from Lewis University with a concentration in training and development. So currently in my employment, I work at Career Service. I've been here a year and a half. Previously, I worked at another community college. I was a manager there, and also I was a job resource specialist at that particular school. I worked at Richard J. Daley College as a job placement specialist. And also I worked at the Chicago Tribune as an engineering assistant and also a production assistant. And so this is a little bit fun fact about me. I love to exercise. I love listening to music. I believe health is wealth. And so I love taking care of myself physically and mentally. And as I stated before, the advice that I give to students is live the life you love the life you live. Make sure you're on the right path to be successful. So hopefully each and every one of you get an opportunity to check out career services, because time is money and money is time. We have people like Sherry Ridge, Linda. We all here to make sure that you're not wasting any time. You want to make sure you're taking in the right classes that's going to get you in that particular career field that you want to go into. So that's a little bit more about me. So the purpose today, let's go directly into our presentation. Defining yourself, brand identity. We're going to talk about that. The elevator speech. MCC is very proud of making sure that each student that walks out of our doors know the elevator speech. I guess they really preach it because I had to do it. And so I'm going to share my story in a second about how I had to do the elevator speech to get my particular position. And also we're going to talk about the basic use of social media for your job search. We're going to talk about Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. We're not going to go much into LinkedIn. I think Sherry Ridge and I won't come up with another presentation just for LinkedIn. So we'll work on that later on in the semester. All right, so what's in a name? A brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that identifies one sellers of goods and services for distinct for those of other sellers. That is a name. Now look at this. Now everybody going to know this symbol. Sherry Ridge, what is this symbol? Nike. So you can just have a symbol and you already know what it is. Go ahead, Sherry.
Well, I was saying Nike. I have two teams in here that are working on a project, and that's the company they're using. We know Nike.
And Nike is a multi-million-dollar brand. And, you know, they branded themselves, but after you even saying the word Nike, you can see the symbol and you know what that identifies and who they are. And so that is a brand right there. Now, all right, now I'm about to show you guys some pictures. Who are these people? We got Bill Gates, Derrick Rose, Kara Marine, we got Real Smith, Oprah, Justin Bieber, and Colin Powell. And so these are all, so people can be a brand. Your name can be a brand, and you, each and every one of you that's in this class, that's on this Zoom today, is a brand. And it's very important how you market yourself as your brand. I'm Demetrius Robinson. So my brother right now is calling me the higher education guru. He said, Demetrius, you can really help people identify how to get into college. So I've been helping out community members and in my community, my family members on how to get in college, how to be successful in college. All of my jobs I have been in college, and I worked in every department in the college. So I know how you can be successful. So that's how I branded myself. So I branded myself by my reputation. What is your reputation and what is your legacy? Sherry Ridge shares with her students how she's a big business guru in the community. And so everybody knows her. If you see her Facebook or anything, everything that she does is related to MCC and her business and how she implement business. And so that's her reputation, her legacy. My legacy is that I've been I'm marking myself as a higher education guru. I go to conferences and I talk about myself in conferences, but I present myself in a way that, hey, this guy knows what he's talking, he's very knowledgeable. So what is your reputation? What is your legacy? Sherry Ridge, what is your reputation?
When I owned my business, I was very well known in the community as the debt lady, which was kind of funny because people that didn't know me would say, boy, she sure must have a lot of debt if everybody knows her as the debt lady. But what it was is I helped people get out of debt. I had my own radio show, the Sherry Debt Freedom Show. If you Googled it, you could still find some of the introductions and some of the shows on there. But yeah, my reputation was the debt lady. Now I'm the lady who's living a second time in her life, living her dream.
Wow. So that's amazing. And she just talked about what she can deliver on. She talked about what her legacy is, when people see you, how do you appear? And that's pretty much what she just talked about. What makes her unique? She had her own radio show. I want a radio show. Now I'm talking to somebody today at 3:00 about interns. We're gonna have our students be on the radio. So I'm having a radio intern probably available next week.
Well, just so you know, when they tell you that you have a face for radio, that's not always a compliment.
Uh-oh. Okay. I hope I have the voice for radio. And so also, what is your brand? Your body language, your tone and voice, the way you dress, how you carry yourself is your brand. I know we have some athletes in the room. I don't know, Sherry Ridge, you probably got Casey and Trey, and a lot of those people are in the room right now. And so their brand is they building their brand right now. You know, what are they saying to the world of who they are? Go ahead, Sherry.
What are you saying, Casey?
Oh, who you are?
Yeah, what are you saying who you are? Hard workers, team players.
Okay. And so when he's out there, he building himself. Like we just saw Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose had to build himself up. Derrick Rose literally lived down the street from me. I live in Chicago. Derrick Rose went to Simeon High School, and that's literally not that far from where I live. And I remember Derrick Rose being in the community, building himself up in the community, being at the court, letting people know who he is, and putting his videos out there, letting people know what he represents. And so you are a brand. So right now I'm gonna show a clip from my good friend, and she's gonna talk about reputation. Can you guys still see my screen? I still got that playing. Let me stop. You still can see my screen? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is my good friend Latoya. She's gonna say something real quick about reputation.
Demetrius, what we're seeing is the PowerPoint.
Huh?
We're seeing the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. Glad you said something. Oh, it's new people that join us. Hold on, who's these people? Nicholas, Kayla, still there, Kristen, Ricky. Oh, Ricky Smarks is on. Hey, Ricky. Ricky is our Assistant Vice President of Facilities and Management. He's on the line with us. Hey, Ricky.
Maybe he wants to rebrand himself.
I know. All right, now can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so this is my good friend Latoya.
So I overheard two individuals having a conversation about reputation. And one of the folks was saying that reputation doesn't matter. And I thought about it. And because reputation involves the belief of what others think of you, I could kind of see why the person was saying it didn't matter. But then I realized, no, it actually does. Because your reputation is something that you create. It's a reflection of your very own actions and words. And then those actions and words form a perception that others have about who you are and what you stand for. So my question for you is this. When others hear your name, when people hear your name, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Now, when I say people, I don't mean the haters, the naysayers, and the gossips, because we all know their opinion doesn't matter. I'm talking about the folks who will tell you the truth and be honest with you because they care. They're real with you even when the truth hurts, because they care about you that much. What do they say when they hear your name? Even more, what do you think when you hear your name? Are you happy? Are you content with the reputation you created for yourself, with your words and your actions are telling other people about your character and who you are? See, it's so important that you let your actions and your words echo reflections of integrity, of trustworthiness, positive things. Because as the old Indian proverb says, we'll be known forever by the tracks we leave. More than what anyone can say about you is what you tell others about yourself. So through your reputation, what are you telling the world about who you are? Because you know what? Reputation, it does matter. This has been your daily dose of inspiration.
Cool. All right, so that was my good friend Latoya. And she's great. She's great. And it's interesting. I had to share this video. I teach MCC 101. And I had a student who's very well known. Like Maddie's not on the line, but Maddie is our president of the business club. This young man, he was the president of one of our organizations here on campus. I just started at MCC, and his reputation was like everyone knew him. The college president told me about him. Everyone in student success, our vice president. So everyone was telling me about this young man. So while I'm teaching this MCC 101 class, I gave everyone a paper and I asked this young man, I asked everybody to write a paper, a reflection paper. This young man put in the paper, yo, 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 Demetrius, and all this other stuff he was saying in the paper. And I was like, wait a minute. This guy is this upstanding guy, the president of this big, large organization that the college look up to. Was his paper was very, it wasn't presentable well. It wasn't, to me, it was untactful and it was inappropriate. And I felt like, wow, he tarnished his reputation with me. So I called him in my office and I showed him that video. I'm like, hey, you created this reputation on this college campus to be this upstanding leader, but now your paper says something different. And I said, regardless of who you submit in this paper, I said, this paper can come back to bite you. You may want to be a politician one day, and then this paper may come back and get leaked. So it's like, it's very important that what you submit to your instructors, because sometimes us as instructors, I may have to submit your paper to Sherry Reed, to department chair or the dean. So it's very important that what you write, and you be cautious of what you're writing. You keep your paper PC, politically correct, or you keep it professional. So I guess he thought that because if we was cool like that, he can just write it in inappropriate paper. But I'm like, no, this is very inappropriate. So I showed him that video and he's like, okay, I don't want to tarnish my reputation. And so I think he learned a good lesson. And I don't know where he's at now. I think he's out at a 4-year school now, but it's just interesting that, some people need to be checked about their reputation. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my PowerPoint slide. Can you see the slide? Okay, cool. All right, so as she stated in the video about your personal brand, be unique, yourself, and highlight your talents. Strive for excellence in everything that you do. Have a positive attitude. Your behavior is very important. As I stated about that young man earlier, his action defines who you are. Personal branding is an ongoing process of marketing yourself to others in rich and in active ways. Conveying internal characteristics satisfies external needs. That's deep. That's really deep. So at this time, if you guys can gather a sheet of paper together, get a sheet of paper. Now let's gather some facts about who you are. What is your brand? What did you want your brand to be? This is a very important for each and every one. Kayla that's on here, Sherry Ridge, Linda, KC, Bianca that's in the room. Is Bianca there? Bianca's in the room. No, Bianca.
How do you know everyone that's in here?
I know. That's the group that come and see me after class, Sherry. So Bianca, you in the room. KC's in the room. Kayla that's there. I want you guys to pull out a sheet of paper right now. What is your brand identity? What did you want your brand to be? What are some of your strengths that you have? Are you a great communicator? You have great organization skills? Are you a team leader? And then some people like, Demetrius, it's hard for me to identify. I don't know who I am. It's the people coming to my office all the time. I ask them, who are they? And they just like, I don't know. So if you don't really know who you are, you know what words to use. I'm going to encourage everyone to please take that career coach assessment. That career coaching assessment give you some characteristics about yourself that you don't even know that you had. And some people say it's hard for them to use those particular words. And what do you have to offer to an employer? So I want you guys to write that out. And who would like to be the first one to share with me? What do you think your brand identity is?
Yeah, okay, Casey wants to share. Can you come right here, Casey? Today, Casey.
Oh, Casey coming up to the podium?
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, Casey.
So like starting off with self-reflection.
Yeah, so yes. Yep.
I see myself as like a really hard worker, like I get distracted at times, but most of the time I'm pretty focused when I really get into things. My brand identity so far is just an athlete. By the time I'm grown, I'm trying to be like, a great male role model to all like the young kids out there, that really they don't think they can make it. I'm just trying to be like a role model out there that gives them hope. My strength, my communication skills. You know, I'm pretty good with talking in front of big crowds and in front of everybody. So I feel like I communicate pretty well. Pretty good at networking. Pretty good at making a good first impression and, you know, getting people's information out after that. And I'm just dedicated, you know, to like about me.
Cool.
What do
Cool.
you have to offer an employer?
Mm-hmm.
Accountability, probably accountability for sure. Communication skills as well. You know, just like a hard working mentality. You know, just trying to get everybody in like a certain company to work hard, and probably like networking skills.
Cool. Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Casey. That was a great reflection. Thank you so much. Give it up for the one that he's stepped up. Now I need someone from on the Zoom call. So someone on Zoom. Can you guys let me know? Julia, what about you, Julia?
I didn't find one for my brand identity yet, I think.
Okay.
But for my strengths, I can stay positive even on a bad day. I can think of the better things. And then what can I offer to an employer? That I'm a hard worker.
Cool. And that's good. I love hard worker. Employers love hard worker, and they love that. And I love that. So thank you so much for sharing, Julia. What about you, Kayla?
My self-reflection, I put that like I'm an honest person. I don't care for lying. So like I'm just really I'm really honest with people. I'm a good listener. Those are like my strengths. I don't know about like the brand identity, but like I'm a good listener. I'm a hard worker. What I have to offer to an employer is I'm a good influence on people. So like at my current job, I kind of everyone knows that I started going back to school and I'm kind of getting it in their head to like maybe start thinking about going back to school or doing something better to better their lives. So I think that's a good thing that I have for an employer is that I'm a good influence on people.
Cool. That's great. Great job. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Julia. And also thank you, Casey. Great job. Great job. I love that. And thank you all for participating in that particular exercise. And so, a lot of people say they're having a hard time identifying, what is your brand identity? And you're going to have some more time. A lot of you not into your career yet. Like for me, my brand identity is I'm a motivator. I'm a motivational speaker. So that's kind of what I branded myself to be. And so I go out into the community. I go out and I'll speak everywhere. The college had me speaking everywhere and going out to just sharing the knowledge that I have. And so I think that's what I identify myself as, a motivational speaker. What we have next? All right, so before we go into this, I've got to show another clip. I'm going to show a clip about, I want to show that clip now. No, this is perfect. No, I do this. So a lot of you guys talked about your soft skills. So what is the best part of your personality? How would it help you in the world of work? So those are soft skills about your personality. And a lot of you already said you're outgoing, you have great communication skills, you're a hard worker. So those are great skills. So now start thinking about your transferable skills. What general skills do you acquire from your previous job / volunteer work? And how do you connect them to the future? So those are transferable skills. So you may be working now. Kayla just talked about how she works now and how she's great at what she works. She's a great influencer. So she can go back. She can go to your career you're going to. Kayla, what you major in? What's your major, Kayla?
I'm just getting my associates in arts and then a certificate in administrative skill sets.
Okay. And so whatever field that she may go into, the skill that she's learning right now at that current job that she's at, those are transferable skills. So when she go out into her career, she can use that and market herself as those transferable skills. Then I like this one, job-related skills. Job-related skills are pretty much specific skills that you gain. So like if you're in automotive, you're gonna have a specific skill that no one else is gonna have. If you're in nursing, you're gonna have a specific skill that no one never gonna have. If you're in manufacturing, you're gonna have a specific skill that no one else is gonna have. And so when you're talking about yourself, as you sharing your brand with other people and being comfortable in sharing who you are, because a lot of people gonna ask you that question, who are you? On your interview, they're gonna ask you, who are you? Tell me something about yourself. Now is the time to start thinking about who are you, because everyone has to start creating their brand. And you probably already have a brand, but just don't even know you have a brand. But now is a great time to start doing that self-reflection right now and trying to figure out, who are you? What are the soft skills you have? What is your personality? How they relate to the world of work? Your transferable skills, the things that you're learning now that you're acquiring right now in the classroom, but even outside of the classroom. If you're volunteering, if you're part of the business club, I have no business club members are here, but they are learning so many skills in that particular club. Maddie just did our internship, and now we have Victoria doing the internship. All of those skills that they're learning is going to be transferable to when they go into the world of work. And then also your specific skills. If you're in a specific type of job, you're going to accounting, you're going to need some accounting skills, and no one else is going to have those particular skills and stuff for you because you learned those particular skills. So now, how do you apply this? How do you talk about this? Now, at MCC, it's mandatory that, not mandatory, but I guess they probably gonna make it mandatory, that they want everyone to know to do an elevator speech. I have Dr. Gabber has been in every class I taught at MCC, and he always wanted to do the elevator speech. So Chair Ridge, invite Dr. Gabber to your class. He loves that. and he liked to participate in the elevator speech. So right now, I'm gonna show you guys a little clip on the elevator speech, and then I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions about that. So I gotta make sure I can do this right again. I didn't do it right the first time. And we'll stop share. Share. Y'all see me right? Exit.
I hope like an arrow to the chest that it's made you think.
A 30-second elevator pitch, sometimes called your 30-second commercial, is a quick way to introduce yourself at a career fair, when networking, or in any professional setting. Start off with a quick intro, your name, year in school, and major. Easy, right? Next, mention your plans for the future. What field are you interested in? Let the other person know your goals. Then, talk about the steps you've taken to get there. Briefly describe your experience or skills that you've developed to help you reach your career goal. Finally, if you're talking to an employer, mention how their company fits into your career plan. And there you have it, the 30-second elevator pitch. Create one and you'll be able to approach employers with confidence. So, what's your pitch?
So what is your pitch? I'm going to ask you guys that in just a second. I'm going to go around and ask everyone, what is your elevator pitch? And it's very comfortable. It's very important that you get comfortable talking about who you are. I got this job here at MCC. Every job I've had, it's probably been about an elevator speech, to be honest with you, Sherry. I think so. I think every job I have received, and, I think I got it by someone that I know. You got to know someone to know someone to know someone to know someone. You see in my background, I live in Chicago, and this is the windy city, and I've been living in this city for a lifetime now. And it's all about my connections and my network. And so this elevator speech has really saved me in so many ways, and me being comfortable talking about who I am. And so I'm gonna ask you guys that same question. So I was at a conference, and anyone here in Phi Theta Kappa, anybody know what Phi Theta Kappa is? Anyone in the classroom know what Phi Theta Kappa is? So we got some Phi Theta Kappas. Okay. Phi Theta Kappa is our International Honor Society for 2-year community college. If you have a 3.5 GPA, I repeat, if you have a 3.5 GPA here at the community college, you will be asked to be inducted into the Phi Theta Kappa organization. This organization opened so many doors. I mean, it opened up so many doors. You can get job opportunities with this organization, and also you can get transfer scholarships with this organization. If you know you're going to move on, I see Nicholas writing it down. And so if you're going to move on and go somewhere, Phi Theta Kappa will be that organization to be a part of. I was at a conference last year in 2019. I was just like, hey, it's time for me to move on. I need to go to another opportunity and do something different with myself. And so at this conference, it was our vice president of academic affairs. He was at the conference. I knew him previously because he knew of me because of my brand identity. He knew I did speaking engagements. He knew I won numerous awards for my work. And so he knew of me. And so we always, when I would see him, we would just catch up and say, hey, should I say his name? Not say his name. I'm not going to say his name. But, but I'm like, hey, you. And so we just, we'll hook up and we just like shoot the breeze. Like we never like, it's just like we probably don't see each other like once a year, but it's like we never stop talking. And so we was at the conference and I shared with him that I'm thinking about leaving where I'm at and go somewhere different. He was just like, okay. And so, and that was it. That was the end of the conversation. And so we went out to eat dinner later on in that night. And in that night, he was like, Demetrius, you serious? I'm like, yes, I'm serious. I'm thinking about leaving. He's like, you can't, Demetrius, you this guy, you this big time guy at this other school. Why are you trying to leave? And I was like, long story, but I just, it's time for another change for me. And he said, give me your spiel. And the spiel was the elevator speech. And that's why this college is so a firm believer in the elevator speech. And I just had to tell him what's going on with me, where I'm at now. I had to share with him my highlights. And then I tell him what I can do to impact his company where he work at, which he is the vice president here. What can I do here to your particular company? He's just like, oh, okay. And then pretty much he told me I was hired, but I still had to go through the process of getting the job. But that's how every job I have received, I had to give that particular spiel. I had to be very comfortable about talking about myself. Who is your brand? So I'm about to share my screen again. Can you see my screen? Yes. So I just talked about what it is. So if you guys can right now, take some time right now, write out where are you at now? So pretty much that's your name, your major, your year in school, where have you been, your past highlights, talk about some accomplishments that you have accomplished. If you, in the business club, you did this for the business club, or you did this in this particular class, you have an A average in your class, you have this GPA. Talk about any past highlights. Then talk about where are you going? What is your future goals? What are your future goals?
En el McHenry.
Who's that talking? Oh. So share, is anyone in the audience in the classroom would like to share? Besides Casey, what about Bianca?
Hysterical, you did that. He goes, how does he know I'm raising my hand? Is there anyone here that would like to do this? No takers at this time except for Mr. Casey.
Oh no, it's always Casey. All right, so Christina, can you go for me?
Sorry, you said Christina, right?
Yes, there's two of you guys, but I can have you go.
No problem. So I don't have my video on because I've got my child with me, so I just would prefer not to have her on Zoom. Okay. Where am I now? I stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom for quite some time, and I am just getting a bit updated on how things work in the United States. Just taking a couple of courses on accounting and just getting myself a bit updated. And our past highlights, well, I've been moving around a little bit in my life, and I have worked before. I'm a little bit older than a few other students. You know, listing my past highlights, I don't actually know where to start with that one. Where am I going? I would like to go back to work at some point where I feel my kids don't need me as much at home than they do at the moment.
Cool.
So that's one of my future goals, is to get back to a bit of what one would consider normal living, whatever that is.
Okay.
I've got a child that requires a lot of care. So for me, to go back to work is quite a big deal.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much, Christina. Did I say it right? It's Christine? Christina?
It's Christina.
Christina, thank you for sharing, and I appreciate you for sharing, and thank you for your honesty. I love that. And so, and I love that. And I think and you did pretty good for your first time. And thank you for even just doing this in front of the class and your honesty. So I really appreciate that. And what we're going to
appreciate that.
Yeah. And what we're going to do, I want you to come into my office. We're going to tighten that up just a little bit. Sounds good. But we're going to make everything sound very positive. We want everything to be upbeat. So if you're talking to me and I'm just like, Dad, I think I probably do have a job for you, but I want you to sound so positive. I want you to not to be unsure of yourself. And I just want you to be positive. And I'm going to work on that with you. Okay.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay,
cool. I think you're making me a little nervous.
Oh, okay. And I think I do it that way, everybody. They say. But you did a great job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, the other Christina, you just raised your hand. Go ahead, Christina.
Okay, well, I'll give you what I have, but I'm struggling a bit with this elevator speech, and I kind of need to have it by Saturday because I have this huge networking event that I'm going to. So basically, I have, I'm in school right now at MCC. I'm currently working towards getting my business management certificate. I have a background, a pretty heavy-duty background in hospitality, little hospitality management, and a sales background. I've been on a lot of teams in the past. I'm a great problem solver. I'm extremely creative. I really like the fields of marketing and human resources, but I'm really not sure right now because this is my first semester and I'm learning all these new things. I kind of want to figure out where I fit, but at the same time with this elevator speech, I don't want it to cut off other opportunity because I'm already older. So I feel like that's going to be used against me. I know it's not supposed to be, but it will be. I know how the world is. So I don't want it to be too much focused on past experience, if that makes sense. And my goals are just to find a great place to work where I fit in and there's a positive atmosphere where I can, bring value and stay there for a long time. I'm like a mom of two. I'm single, I'm at home. So I'm just not sure where to go with this whole elevator speech thing.
Okay, well, we're going to work on yours and tighten yours up too. So since you have an event on Saturday, Linda is right there. Oh, can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
We can barely hear you. It's, I don't know, like something changed.
Can you hear me now?
Very little.
Oh, okay.
Can you turn up your volume, maybe?
Can you hear me now? Still can't
I
hear
can
me?
hear you, but it's very, very light.
What happened?
Yep.
Hello? Test, 1, 2. Test, 1, 2.
Can you turn up your mic, maybe?
I don't know how to. Test, 1, 2. 2, 2,
Maybe
2,
go to
2.
audio settings. It just happened when you came. Yeah, if you go to audio settings, there's something where you can increase the volume.
Okay, microphone.
If you click on the little microphone at the bottom, the arrow,
Mm-hmm.
and then it says, what did I say it was? Audio settings. And then the first thing that comes up is the test speaker or the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
It's your microphone, I think. Like mine's on the highest it can be. What's yours on?
Microphone.
Yeah, it does sound better now.
It sounds better.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. What'd you do? Look at you.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what I'm doing. Can y'all hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, cool. So Christine, if you can, I'm gonna have you and Linda. We're gonna y'all private chat each other right now, and we're gonna get you your elevator speech gonna be tight since you have an event on Saturday. So can you guys private chat right now? And I'm gonna work on you this week before Saturday. That sounds cool? Okay, cool. Nicholas, can you go for me? What's your elevator speech?
Oh man, I was waiting for this. Where do I start? How do I start? Because there's so many different things I want to do. Well, I'll start with this since it's something that's like the most pressing thing. So I'm Nicholas Hine. I'm currently building a team for a carbon capture technology competition called the X Prize Carbon Capture Technology Competition. Starts in April 22nd. I currently have 8 people part of my team. I'm looking for 50 people. My company is called Daedalus Industries. I have 2 patents that I'm filing in April. I don't really have an elevator speech yet. That's kind of why I'm here. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do for that. So, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. At least you starting, at least you branding yourself right now and you putting yourself out there. You letting me know that you have this company, which I do know some people that know some people. And so that was a great transition for you to share what's going on with you in your life, Nicholas. So that's great. And so hopefully this exercise is just a model of exercise and just to start thinking and start doing some reflection. You don't have to have your elevator speech down packed. Today is probably your first day being introduced to it. And I think we're going to keep trying to do more presentations to get people in to be very comfortable about talking about themselves. And I really like how you even went into details about your company and the people that you're looking for. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty decent. I like that, Nicholas. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you
very much.
All right. So y'all still can hear me, right? Now you got me scared. You can hear me. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So now that we just talked about the elevator speech, hold on. STAR. Have anyone heard of STAR? I know Sherry Ridge, you probably heard of STAR, right? And so STAR is something that after the vice president had a conversation with me, it led up to more questions. And that really was a question. We were just more just like a conversation. And STAR stands for situation, task, action, results. And so I had to share with him, and a lot of companies use this on the interview. And so if you, Christina, when you go out this on Saturday at the networking event, you're going to have that elevator speech. You're going to have that elevator speech. You're going to have that 30-second to a minute speech about who you are, your highlights, and what are your goals. Then if it trees them, Christina, they're going to ask you they're going to like, oh, so tell us more. Tell us a time when Give us a scenario of you solving something. And usually this is what you usually say. You use the STAR. You think of a situation or a challenge that come to your mind. Then you talk about how did you achieve that? What was the task and how did you achieve it? What was the action? What did you do? The employer will be looking for information on what you did, why you did it, and what was the alternatives. And so they're going to be asking for that. Then the results. What was the outcome of your action? What did you learn from this experience? And how will you use this in the learning? So they may ask you these particular questions. They may not ask you a question, but they're going to ask you a scenario. And this would be a great way for you to share that. So Sherry Ridge, I know you used STAR before. How did you use STAR?
When I think about this, I think about the purple closet. I think about the challenge that we had with students being able to have access to professional clothing when they couldn't afford it. So what we did is, working with the business club, we went through a whole year-long process and we created the Purple Closet. We started as if we were creating a business. And so we started from the very beginning to see was this viable and then feasible. I was trying to see what was the other one. So we had meetings for over a year, and then we presented it, a proposal to Dr. Gabbard, Dr. Gray. At the time, I believe that was the only the two top yays you had to get, you know. And then Dr. Gabbard came in and wanted a meeting. There were certain things that he wanted changed, or that he challenged us to look at differently. And then February 6th of 2019, the Purple Closet opened. We had a ribbon cutting grand open, and now any student on campus who needs professional clothing to either get a job interview, or maybe you're working somewhere and you want to get a promotion, you could come to one of like 5 different locations. I'm one of them. If you come to my office, we'll give you it's very easy. That was one of the things that the club wanted to make sure is that students didn't have to go through red tapes or fill out a 20-page application just to see if they qualified for this. It is super easy. We give students the vouchers and they can take it to one of over 16 locations in the county. All of the Goodwills are part of it. The one down here on 14 and 176 right past the college, they're part of it. There's a Woodstock location. All of the Sparrows Nests, and there's like 20 of those, even outside of McHenry County, are part of it. And you just go in, you find the clothes you want, and when you go to check out, instead of giving them cash or a check or a credit card, you give them that voucher, and your clothes are paid for.
Cool. And
Yes.
that was a prime example of STAR. She found out that it was a situation, she did tasks, and she did action, and now look at the results, and look at that. That's just amazing. Great job, Sherry Ridge. Great job. Now I want to show a little clip about STAR.
That's amazing. That is
Yeah.
just great that you did that.
And I'm one of the people too. You need to come to my office. I have vouchers too, right? I still got vouchers, right? Okay.
You better still have vouchers.
I'm like, I think I still got vouchers. All right, let's show a clip about STAR.
So, you're in an interview and this happens.
A problem occurred. What did you do?
And you just go blank. How are you supposed to answer that? It's easy. Just use the STAR technique. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. And these 4 points will help guide you through answering interview questions like this in the best possible way. Let's go back.
A problem occurred. What did you do?
Situation. Start by giving some information to set the scene, but make sure to keep it brief. Task. What was your role and what was the objective? Again, you don't need to give too much detail. Action. What actions did you take to achieve this? This is the most important section. It's your chance to really demonstrate what you did with your chosen situation and how you did it. Try using power words to get to the point. Results. Finally, what was the impact of your actions? Round off your answer by describing the outcome of the situation and explain what you learnt from it. If applicable, you can provide measurable information.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
So remember, situation. What was the situation and when did it take place? Task. What task was it and what was the objective? Action. What action did you take to achieve this? Result. What was the impact of your actions? The STAR technique is a useful tool which will help you reflect, articulate, and showcase your skills. We want you to really shine. For more information,
We want you to really shine. So I love that. I love that. I love that. And so how can you shine and how can you be a brand?
Your volume is off again, or it's very light. I think it has something to do maybe with the video.
Also, every time I show a video, it goes out.
Right now we can barely hear you.
Okay, hold on.
Maybe magically, poof, it'll happen again. I can't hear. Yeah, we can't hear you at all. Can't hear you at all. And maybe audio settings and then test the mic.
Hello, hello, hello.
Perfect.
Oh, okay, okay. Welcome to Zoom technology. I tried. So, but we want you to be a star, and how can we work with you to be a star? And so now we're about to go into the online brand identity. Can you guys see my screen? Cool. So I move that like that. Okay. So your online brand identity, if you want to predict the future, you can create it. So it's interesting. Is Trey in the room? Is Trey in the classroom? Cheryl?
No, he's not here today.
Okay, so it's interesting. I was just talking to Trey earlier. I'm surprised he's not there, but he was saying that he's going to market in. He's going to be a marketing major, and he was just saying how he don't use any social media. And I'm like, and it's interesting. So Sherry Riz just sent me a marketing coordinator. In that marketing coordinator position, they asked for you to have proficiency in Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. That's interesting. That's one of the requirements. And he was stating to me that he don't have any experience in working on the social media. I said, it's very important that you have, that these particular tools, because this is very important. But what is your social media saying about you? And that's also your brand too. So employers don't bother looking at your social media presence. Is this true or false? Nicholas, is this true or false?
To not bother looking at your social media presence?
Right.
Well, I would say yes and no. Yes, because like you want to make sure like you're on brand as far as like, who your audience is and like what you're putting out there for your audience. But also you don't want to like become consumed by it because it can be unhealthy. And you can also potentially throw yourself off brand by consuming yourself with it. So I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay. So they tell us that 90% of recruiters are using social media sites to research and screen potential employees. 90%. And it's interesting because I think I shared this story with Sherry Rears. Dr. Gabber looked at my Facebook stat, and he asked me on my interview. Dr. Gabber is our college president of MCC, and he asked me in the hallway in front of my office now, but it wasn't my office then. And he asked me, he was like, Demetri, you take a lot of selfies. And I was like, how did this man know I take selfies? I was like, I was bothered. I was blown away that this man knew I take selfies. And I just said, sir, I take, and then he noticed on my page, it's all, is my family or is it students or coworkers. That's all I post. And Sherry Ridge is friends with me. And that's all I post. And I said, sir, I take pictures to engage with the students. I feel like students like to see themselves. And he's like, great answer. And then I knew I was hired in too, but he said, great. But 90% of recruiters are looking at your social media sites. All right, so your online persona, does it influence your hiring manager? Yes. 43% of candidates is eliminated based on what hiring manager find online. Look at Kevin Hart's face. He's looking like, what? Some people put up disturbing images on their Facebook and on that marketing that they looking for. I don't know what company was it, Sherry, that asked us they looking for a part-time marketing coordinator, but they definitely is going to be looking at your social media. So it's very important to what you put out there in the world, because a lot of people, I'll go ahead, Sherry.
It's a financial advising company.
A financial advisor company. And a lot of people are all of a sudden their reputation is tarnished after something that they post that they shouldn't post. If you hear stories all the time on the news that, this came out about this person and did 10 years ago, and then they posted on social media. These people are digging. They dig and find something on you. And so it's very important that you monitor what you do. Remember, this is your brand. Your name is your brand. What is your legacy? And so even your online legacy is very important that you protect that. And, you know, yes, you probably go out there and do wild and crazy things, but you don't have to post it. You do not have to post it. You know, some people can dig, and you got to be very cautious about your friends. I'm right now I'm going through with some friends issues. And so like, I thought people was my friend, they're really not my friend. So they took a picture of me doing something. Luckily they didn't post it nowhere, but now I'm very cautious of these friends of mine. So even though you be like, say, I'm not going to post it, but your friend may post it and they may put it out there. So you got to be very cautious who your friends are, because you may be up here and they may be down there and they mad at you going up there. So they gonna do something to tarnish your image. So it's very important that you be very cautious of what are you doing and who you around if you're going to be doing a certain thing. Go ahead, Sherry. You about to say something? Oh, okay. All right. So does social media affect your job search? Yes. And how? Helps you create a personal brand online identity, helps you to connect with professionals, helps you to research potential employers, and it makes it easier for employers to find you. So what I use, so my Facebook is like, it's out there. Everyone knows who I am on Facebook, and I'm friends with so many professionals. I mean, I'm student affairs professionals, human resource professionals, business professionals. So I have a lot of people out there and they post jobs on their site and they asking me, do I know anyone? Or they asking me, do I know anyone? So the new way right now, this new technology that we on right now is the way of the world that you're going to be looking for jobs. Yes, we have Indeed. Yes, we have ZipRecruiter. Yes, we have our online job board. And yes, we have LinkedIn profile. We have LinkedIn. But you putting your information out there and your resume out there, these are how you're going to connect. This is a new world we live in, is connecting on social media right now. I found so many opportunities now that I got this job, and people didn't know I was leaving. So all the people have been sending me stuff via social media. That is so interesting, via social media. So social media 101, the popular tools that you should include, that you should use is LinkedIn, which Sherry Ridge and I are going to come up with a presentation soon. But LinkedIn is one of the top one that a lot of employers are looking at. Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook account, it's good to make one. But I know a lot of people use Facebook for their friends and families, but it's still to be very cautious of what you post and your political reviews, your religious reviews. I don't post any of that on my page, but some people have 2 pages, and that's okay. You have one just for family, just for friends and whatever you want to post, and you have something that's a professional Facebook page just for you and if you're looking for a job. Twitter is big. MCC uses Twitter to promote their athletes. Twitter is huge. I've talked with Coach Ryan and Coach Love and from our basketball team. They use Twitter all the time to promote their athletes. They share the video. And so Twitter is heavily used in our athletic programs around the country. So Twitter is very big. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok is now big. I'm surprised. YouTube, Pinterest, and also other bloggers are very huge. So something to think about as you're trying to make your brand. Where do hiring managers and recruiters look? Recruiters make most of their hires through the following online networks. As I stated before, 79% is on LinkedIn, 26% is on Facebook, 14% is on Twitter, and then we have other blogs that they have out there. And so if you're going to be looking for opportunities, or you know someone's going to be looking, LinkedIn is where it's at. And I'm going to do a presentation just on LinkedIn and how you be endorsed and who endorses you. It's very important. And so we're going to talk about LinkedIn at another time. Super Social makes the most of their networks. And so LinkedIn, as I stated before, Twitter and Facebook, 85% find jobs through Facebook. That's interesting. 85%. So these are good numbers. So it's very important that what are you putting out there? How are you branding yourself is so important. So I put up yesterday, I knew I was doing this presentation. So I changed my, I don't know, Sherry, you saw it, but I changed my, what did I change? My little banner of me with the college president, not this college president, but the college president at my previous job. And I got all these people liking it, and they just like, oh, look at Demetrius. I'm like, I said, let me change it because I know I was going to upload my picture for this presentation. How does social media affect your job search? Challenge. It requires you to work at creating and managing your online identity. You know, so have you ever Googled your name? Have you ever Googled your name before? You should Google your name. We talked about this last week about identity theft. And so it was a lot of Demetrius Robinsons out there, and I had to like, who is this person? They was in jail. I was like, I'm not in jail. And so, but when you Google my name, you'll see me come up as a very professional. Pictures may come up of me doing things at my previous institution. I'm in newspaper articles and stuff like that. So that's what you want your name to be. You want people to Google your name. You want something positive to come up of your name. So it's very important. You should Google your name and find out what's out there about you, you know. And so if you need to Google your name, you know, narrow it down to your city and your state. But it's very important you Google your name and see what's out there. Ain't that interesting? So think about what kind of message you're sending with all the posting photos that you're posting. I love to post pictures. I love to post my food. Everybody love to post their food on social media. And so, but I'll be cautious of what I'll never forget. I posted a picture of my food and I had probably a glass. I got so much ridicule from me posting a picture in the glass. Everybody like, what's in that glass? What's in that glass? I got so much flack. So now I don't even like to post food in glass no more because I don't want nobody to think I'm drinking something that I shouldn't be drinking. But even though I do drink, but I just can't post it on Facebook because of these people that's out there looking at me, and I don't want to tarnish my image of me being a professional. And so be very cautious of what you put out there because potential employers are looking at what you're doing. So walk the walk, put good things up and do good things. So that's the picture I just put up, Sherry. And so that's what you probably, I saw Sherry looking at her phone trying to see what picture I just put up. I saw you. And so that's the picture I just changed my profile for just recently. That's my same picture. It's a nice professional picture, but the picture I have in my background was a different background. It was just me at New Year's Eve. But I said I wanted to show a professional picture, a positive picture with me with a group of students at my previous institution at graduation like 5 or 6 years ago. And so I just wanted to post that. And then that picture right there got so much traction just recently. And I'm like, wow. But it's very important to put up everything positive, appropriate pictures of yourself, you know, add in there if you're related to any. So Cherry Ridge has the business club. So what a great way to add that on your Facebook page, that you follow that page, that you follow MCC, any appropriate organizations that you have. So this is all showing the company that who you are and what who you're affiliated with, you know. So positive images. Avoid posting anything that's highly emotional or controversial or negative. Scan your wall every day. Remove any inappropriate and inconsiderate posts. That's what I would do. Sign up and be active. Look at your contacts and look at, they may be having a job opportunity. Because my auntie, she's a job, I forgot what she's like a job coach somewhere in the west side of Chicago. So she always posting positions that's out in the area. So sometimes I may post it or I send a private message. But follow your school. It's very important that you follow MCC. You know, a lot of schools, a lot of students don't follow McHenry County. So you should follow that. Twitter is a real big one, as I stated before, about how our college utilize Twitter all the time. So if you definitely are looking for a job, this would be a great way to utilize Twitter. Twitter. So this is that. And I just got an email saying, wrap it up. And this is my last slide. And so this is information about Twitter. Questions? See, you told me to wrap it up and I already was wrapping it up. Any questions, anyone?
The classroom for Demetrius? Casey wants to know if you're on campus.
No, I'm not on campus today. But this is my information right here. So if you guys need us with anything, Linda is on here too. So please go ahead and screenshot this, write it down. Please reach out to us. So this is pretty much brand identity, brand. We definitely want you to make sure you brand yourself well, whatever. If you're on social media, you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, your Instagram, make sure you're putting a positive image of yourself out there. Also, what is your brand? You know, everyone has a brand. And so Sherry Ridge has a brand. I have a brand. Christina has a brand. Kayla has a brand. We all are a brand. We are our own individual brand. So, but what are we putting out there for the world to know who we are? Remember, we talked about resume last week. The resume is your brand. Who are you? And so it's very important that you start identifying who you are and be comfortable with talking about who you are. So that's my spiel. Sherry.
We're going to head out. We've got a couple things to take care of before the class ends.
Okay, cool.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.